There comes a time in your life when motivation is not enough. Inspiration won't carry you. Hype dies fast, and reality hits harder. In those moments, you don't need just encouragement. You need a mindset that is built for war. You need a mindset that refuses to quit, that laughs at fear, that sees failure not as a stop sign, but as a stepping stone. Because without the right mindset, opportunity will pass you by. Without the right mindset, talent is wasted. Without the right mindset, pain will break you instead of build you. So today, we're not just talking about motivation, we're talking about transformation. The growth mindset: believe you can get better. You were not born to stay the same. You were not created to settle for just getting by. Deep within you is the power to evolve, to improve, to level up, but it all starts with one decision: to believe you can grow. Listen, the most dangerous prison is the one you build inside your own mind. It's not made of bars. It's made of beliefs, limiting beliefs that say, I can't, I'm too old, I've failed too many times, or this is just who I am. That's not truth. That's a lie disguised as a life sentence. You have to challenge that thinking. You have to stand up and declare, I am not stuck. I am not finished. I am not defined by my past. I'm fueled by it. Every champion was once a contender who refused to stay down. Every master was once a beginner who chose to grow. And the people you admire the most, they're not superhuman. They just made a decision to keep growing when others gave up. Growth is not automatic. Time doesn't make you better, effort does. Pressure doesn't make you stronger, response does. So you've got to take ownership of your personal growth. Don't just hope to grow, plan it, study it, schedule it. Make it a daily decision, and when you fail because don't fall into self-pity. Don't say, I guess I'm not cut out for this. Say instead, this is where the growth begins, because growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. Growth happens when you're stretched, when you're tested, when life humbles you and you rise anyway. Let me tell you something powerful. Your future is not fixed. Your intelligence can grow. Your skills can sharpen. Your spirit can expand. You can become someone you haven't even met yet. But you've got to believe that first. The fixed mindset says, this is who I am, take it or leave it. But the growth mindset says, this is who I am right now. But just wait and see who I become. And that's the mindset you need. That's the fire that separates dreamers from doers. Because once you believe you can grow, nothing can stop you. Not age, not setbacks, not lack of support, not even failure. You'll look at obstacles and say, this isn't a wall, it's a workout. You'll look at mistakes and say, this isn't the end, it's education. You'll look at your past and say, that wasn't my limit, that was my lesson. And every day you'll rise with a new resolve to become better than you were yesterday. So decide today, right now, that you are not finished. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are a masterpiece in progress. A champion in training. A fighter built to grow through what you go through. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to grow. Because if you're willing, if you're committed, if you're consistent, there's no telling where you can go, who you can become, and what legacy you can build. Believe you can get better because you can. The ownership mindset: no one is coming to save you. Let me say this to you as directly as possible. No one is coming to save you. Nobody's riding in on a white horse. No mentor, no leader, no parent, no partner is going to do the work for you. Yes, people can support you. Yes, they can guide you. But at the end of the day, you're the one who has to show up for yourself And I get it, life can be unfair. Maybe you were raised in chaos. Maybe you've been betrayed, overlooked, doubted. Maybe you've started at a disadvantage, but you know what? That's not your fault. Still, how you respond, that is your responsibility. There's a point in life where you have to stop pointing fingers and start making moves. Because blaming the world doesn't change the world, and it sure doesn't change your life. Complaining about your situation won't shift your situation. Only ownership can do that. Ownership is when you stop saying, "Why me?" and start asking, "What now?" Ownership is when you stop waiting on perfect conditions and start creating progress in the middle of the storm. When you adopt the ownership mindset, you reclaim your power. You stop waiting. You stop wishing. You stop needing approval, and instead you start working. You start building. You start moving, even if it's slow, even if it's messy, even if you're scared. Let me tell you this. Every successful person you've ever admired has one thing in common: they owned their story. They didn't let excuses define them. They didn't get stuck in why it's hard. They focused on why it's possible. You want a better body, own your discipline. You want financial peace, own your decisions. You want a loving relationship, own your communication. You want a legacy, own your life. Because here's the truth. Nobody owes you anything, not success, not respect, not understanding. If you want it, you've got to go and earn it. And earning starts with ownership. Now, ownership isn't about shame. It's not about beating yourself up. It's about empowerment. It's about realizing that as long as you keep giving your power away to your past, your boss, your environment, or your circumstances, you'll never get anywhere. You are the CEO of your life, the architect of your future, and if things are going to change, you have to change them. Don't wait to feel ready. You'll be waiting forever. Don't wait for permission. You'll never get it. Don't wait until everything's perfect. It never will be. Decide now that you will be the one who breaks the cycle, the one who turns the page, the one who says, "It stops with me and it starts with me." This is your life. Not your friends, not your teachers, not your governments, yours. Own it like your future depends on it, because it does. There are two types of people in this world: those who wait for things to happen and those who make things happen. Be the second kind. You don't need more time. You need more intention. You don't need luck. You need ownership. You don't need saving. You need leadership. Because once you take full responsibility for where you are, you gain the power to change where you're going. So stop waiting. Start owning. You've got what it takes. Now it's time to prove it to yourself. The resilient mindset. Pressure builds power. Let me tell you something that might shake you. Life isn't easy. It never was, and it never will be. But that's not a reason to quit. That's a reason to rise. Because while most people pray for ease, the great ones, they embrace pressure. They understand that pressure doesn't break you, it builds you. Diamonds are made under pressure, so are champions. You can't develop real strength in calm waters. You don't build courage on easy roads. You build it when everything falls apart and you refuse to. That's resilience. Resilience is getting knocked down and rising anyway. It's failing publicly and still standing tall. It's being stretched to your limits and then discovering you're stronger than you thought. See, pressure doesn't show up to destroy you. It shows up to reveal you. It shows up to introduce you to a version of yourself you've never met before. Most people run from pressure. They quit when things get hard. They hide when life hits them, but not you, not anymore. From this moment on, I want you to stop asking for it to be easier. Instead, ask for the strength to grow stronger, because your future won't be handed to you, it'll be fought for. And the weapon you need most in that fight, it's not intelligence, it's not connections, it's resilience. When the business fails, get back up. When the relationship ends, get back up. When the world doubts you, get back up. When you doubt you, still get back up, because that back muscle is everything, and the only way to develop it is to go through some things. Nobody wants the struggle, but struggle is how your soul gets shaped. It's how your grit gets carved. It's how your greatness gets activated. You know what's dangerous: a person who's been through the fire and didn't burn up, a person who's been counted out and kept showing up, a person who's cried, bled, suffered, and still says, I'm not done. That's who you're becoming. That's what resilience looks like. Let me say this to you plain. Your life might not get easier, but you can get tougher. You can get stronger. You can become the kind of person who no storm can stop. So the next time life presses in, don't panic. Don't curse the sky. Don't throw in the towel. Instead, look that storm in the face and say, bring it. I'm built for this. Because resilience is not about having it all together. It's about never staying down. It's about standing when everything in you wants to fold. It's about knowing this pain won't last, but what I become because of it, that will. So when life pushes, push back. When life screams no, whisper yes. When it all feels impossible, keep going anyway, because the pressure that's trying to crush you is the same pressure that's crafting you. And when the world looks up one day and sees you shining, not despite the pressure, but because of it, you'll know you didn't break, you became. The discipline mindset, motivation gets you started. Discipline finishes it. Let's talk real for a moment, because motivation, it's overrated. Motivation will hype you up. It'll make you feel good. It'll get you started, but it won't keep you going. Motivation is loud, but discipline is loyal. You see, motivation is like a spark. It flashes bright, but it burns out fast. Discipline, on the other hand, is the slow, burning fire that never stops. It's there at 5 a.m. when you don't feel like it. It's there after your 10th failure. It's there when you're exhausted, broke, discouraged, and everything in you is screaming quit. Discipline is what answers back, not today. We've come too far to turn around now. Listen, there's a part of you that wants to be great. There's a vision in your heart of the life you know you could have. But between where you are and where you want to be, there's a bridge, and that bridge is called discipline. The problem is, we've been trained to chase feelings. I don't feel inspired today. I don't feel productive today. I don't feel strong enough. But let me ask you something. Do you only brush your teeth when you feel like it? Do you only show up to work when you feel good? Of course not, because those are non-negotiables. That's what discipline turns your dreams into non-negotiables. You stop asking how you feel. You start asking what needs to be done. Discipline is showing up to the gym when your body is sore. It's writing the chapter when no words are flowing. It's making the sales calls when everyone's saying no. It's grinding when the applause has stopped, when the lights are off, when nobody's watching. Because that's the truth about discipline. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting. It's just consistent. You want success, build consistency. You want confidence, build consistency. You want peace, wealth. Purpose, build consistency. Here's what they don't tell you. Discipline isn't about doing huge things once. It's about doing the small things daily without excuses. And the more disciplined you become, the more free you become. Free from guilt, free from regret, free from the prison of I could have and I should have. Because let me tell you something powerful. Discipline is a form of self-respect. It's you saying to the world, I will not live beneath my potential. It's you looking in the mirror and saying, I'm going to keep showing up, even when it's hard, even when I'm tired, even when it feels pointless because I know what's on the other side of this grind. And that's the secret. You don't need motivation when you have a mission. You don't need hype when you have habits. You don't need inspiration when you've got discipline running through your veins. So don't wait for the mood to strike. Don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for somebody to push you. Be your own push. Be your own fire. Be your own accountability. Because you weren't built to be average. You weren't created to coast. There's a deeper greatness in you, but it will only be unlocked by discipline. So today, make a new promise. I will be the kind of person who follows through. Not just when it's fun, not just when it's easy, but every day. Motivation may get you started, but discipline is what crosses finish line. The visionary mindset. See beyond your circumstances. Let me tell you something that most people never hear in their entire life. Your current reality is not your final destination. What you see around you is not the limit of what's possible unless you believe it is. You've got to develop a visionary mindset, because if you can't see beyond where you are, you'll stay where you are. Vision is the ability to hold an image in your mind even when everything around you says it's impossible. It's the power to look at a storm and still see sunshine, to look at failure and still see future, to look at brokenness and still see beauty being born. Listen, most people only live by what their eyes can see. They look at their bank account and say, I'm broke. They look at their past and say, I'm stuck. They look at their surroundings and say, this is all I'll ever have. But a visionary says, this may be where I am, but this is not where I'm staying. They understand that the mind sees the world not as it is, but as they are. You've got to train your eyes to look through the mess and see the miracle, to look through the pain and see the purpose, to look through the now and see the next. Because without vision, people perish. Without vision, dreams die in darkness. Without vision, greatness gets buried under excuses and fear. Let me ask you, what are you focused on? Because what you focus on, you feed. If all you feed is the problem will grow. If all you feed is fear, fear will take over your mind. But if you start feeding vision, possibility, purpose, then your faith grows, your hunger grows. Your fight grows. The visionary mindset doesn't ignore reality. It refuses to be limited by it. Maybe you were raised in poverty. Maybe you didn't have role models. Maybe the doors were never open for you. But if you can develop a vision, a clear, compelling image of where you want to go, you can move mountains. Every great leader, every inventor, every game changer started with nothing but a vision. They saw something nobody else saw. They believed it before they achieved it. They worked for it before it existed. That's the visionary mindset. It doesn't matter what's around you, it matters what's inside you. The world may see your limitations, but you've got to see your launch pad. They may see struggle, but you've got to see strength in training. Your job is not just to react to life, it's to create it. With your belief, with your actions, with your vision. You were born with the power to imagine something better. You were born with the ability to design your future, but it starts up here in your mind. You've got to see yourself healed, see yourself successful, see yourself walking into rooms you were once locked out of, see yourself building what nobody in your family has ever built. See it so clearly that no rejection, no delay, no mistake can talk you out of it. Because vision gives you fuel, vision gives you fire, vision gives you focus when distractions come. So don't let your current struggle blind you from your future strength. Don't let what's missing make you forget what's possible. Don't let what people say become your limit. What you see is what you seek, and what you seek is what you start to attract. So today, hold the vision, trust the process, walk by faith, not just by sight. Because the most powerful force in your life is the picture you hold in your mind. Protect it, build it, speak it, and then become it. This mindset will break the chains. Let me leave you with this. Everything you want, the peace, the power, the success, the healing, the wealth, the joy, it all begins in one place, your mindset. You don't need more approval. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need to wait for the stars to align. What you need is to develop the mindset that refuses to quit, the mindset that shows up when it's hard, the mindset that sees opportunity when everyone else sees defeat, the mindset that says, I am not defined by my past, I am prepared for my future. Because listen, you are not your environment. You are not your family's history. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. You are becoming. And if you commit to developing the kind of mindset that's hungry, disciplined, focused, grateful, abundant, and unshakable, then there's nothing that can stop you. Not fear, not doubt, not delay, not disappointment. You'll stop reacting to life and start directing it. You'll stop just surviving and start thriving. You'll walk into every room with purpose. You'll face every challenge with perspective. You'll build something greater than comfort. You'll build character. And here's the truth nobody tells you. This mindset isn't just for success, it's for freedom. Freedom from regret, freedom from anxiety, freedom from that voice in your head that keeps telling you you're not enough. You are enough, you have enough, you can become more, but it takes a decision. So decide today, right here, right now, decide to be the kind of person who doesn't fold under pressure, who doesn't get bitter when it gets tough, who doesn't quit when it gets quiet. Develop the mindset that builds legacy. Because this life isn't just about making it through the week. It's about becoming the greatest version of you and lifting others while you rise. You've got what it takes. You've always had it, so now. Now it's your turn, your time, your season. Develop this mindset and watch everything change.